beginner's mind where you approach it with a lot of enthusiasm and curiosity. What is it that you right? So first, we'll give you all some white papers. In your parenting journey, number one, what are your fears? Right? Top 2 or 3 fears that you have. Second, challenges that you have. What is it? Challenges. Third, what are your desires? As a parent, what is it that you want? Third is what? Desires. Fourth is fantasies. Fantasies could be something which you really dream and don't have any cap on imagining the fantasies. Right? Shall we all do that for next 5 minutes? What are you going to do? Number one? Fears. Challenges. Can we have more response? Otherwise it will just be like 1 hour, yes, we'll sit here. Second is? Challenges. Third is? Desires. The fourth is? Fantasies. How many will you write? 4. Each one is adding their own stuff. Okay? Minimum 2. Minimum 2 in each of these categories.
So is it about us or about our
You or your anything that you have in your parenting journey. What are the fears that you might have? What are the challenges that you are having right now? Say some fear could be if my child is outside without me, will she be okay? Or what could happen to her? Imagine, whatever you have as your fear, you can write that. Second is the challenges part. मेरा बच्चा सुनता ही नहीं है. How many ever times I tell him this child doesn't listen to me. But whatever challenges that you have, खाना नहीं खाता है, or he watches lot of screen time. I'm not able to handle that. What could be those challenges? And the third aspect is the desires. What are the desires that you have? You want your child to be at certain level. You want your parenting experience to be at certain level. You want to be joyful in your parenting experience. And the last one is the fantasies, where you may want to have your, I'm not saying it as a fantasy, just to give you an example. If you don't dream of your child as becoming, say, a cricketer or a movie director, like our Paras or Rajamouli, right? So what is it that, those fantasies, what is it that you have? No, I just want you all to be in that zone of looking from this extreme end of fears to fantasies. Are you all with me? Yes. Clear? Yes. Clear, everybody? Okay, now let's start. I want to go around the campus. Okay, go around the campus. Look at you and any other students we have. That's all I think. Arunya, Ved and Laksh. All 3 of you are going to go around the campus. What will you write?
Rafi. And what can we do?
Okay, what can we do? Arunya, are you here? What will you do? How many points will you write back?
This is one for the master.
Everybody done? Very few are listening to the instructions. Some are doing it but not doing this. Everybody has done it? Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. Geeta? Yes. Sir, whom most of us who know him fondly call them as magical Rafi, and it's truly magical. I met him. This is the 6th day, 5 days before I met sir. Initially I was like magical Rafi, okay, Rafi sir, I'll call him karke. I think 2 days later I realized how magical he is. And in terms of his career-wise, he started very young in this career, and he is in fact one of the Asia's leading behavioral scientists and a master trainer of NLP. NLP is a neuro-linguistic programming, which I think sir will, so if you can 1 or 2 minutes, he'll highlight it during the course of the day.
Yeah.
He had experience of training lakhs of people and across various countries, including Fortune 500 companies, multiple CEOs and other people. So we are extremely privileged, honored, and also it's an opportunity for us that luckily it happened that his time today was free in the first half. So we could have him here. Rafi sir, thank you so much for taking your time out and being here.
Thank you so much for the invitation, and thank you all for coming on a working day. Morning, I know it's not very easy to come on a morning on a working day. I truly respect that you have taken this time. So thank you for all of you for being here. A good round of applause to all of you. So I'll be just using both the spaces because the camera is going on. I may not be able to see you, so I'll be here and I will come down. Is that okay? Yes. Okay, cool, lovely. Thank you so much. So we've got people. Will there be more people joining in?
Yes, sir. So 30 seconds on the brief profile of people. We are actually delighted to have a few of our parents here.
Okay.
And some of our parents who are there elsewhere and ex-parents too. I welcome you all.
Right.
Yeah. And also we have our staff who are also parents of their children.
Right.
So the core focus, if it can be more on the parenting.
Yeah.
And also some peak performance which each one of us can actually adopt quickly, sir.
Sure.
So with that, over to you. And also the session, 45 minutes initially sir will take. We'll have a 15-minute of conversation followed by question and answers from you. This is the pattern that we are going.
All right, lovely.
Yeah. Thank you.
So if I don't stop by 45 minutes, just you say stop. Then I will stop. Okay, so let's begin. Where do we begin? It's very interesting. All right, how many of you are parents over here? Raise your hands. Okay, how many of you are not parents? Raise your hands. There is one child over there. He's not raised his hand for T-shirt. Are you a parent? No, not a parent. So you're a child. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We have most of them are parents. Like 90% of the audience is parents, and like 95 is parents. 5% is non-parents. So I'll be addressing mostly the parents, and I will also give you some ideas about how can you manage yourself better, your state of mind better, your relationships better, proven methods and tools and practical strategies, right? How many of you are married? Yeah, because sometimes you may be married and not have a child still. Just to wake up people, there's two different questions. People are like, what is the first question, second question? Just to wake up people, yeah. Just to make people alert, that's it. You'll see how many people are alert. Okay, very good. You married? Yeah. Awesome, welcome. So it's been an honor to be here. And how many of you have this kind of overthinking? Is there anybody over here who do overthinking? My goodness, 75% of the group. How many of you have got, like, you get a little stressed and a little angry, क्या बोल रहे हो? ऐसा क्यों? बच्चे के ऊपर? No? Good parent. And adorable parents. Right. Sometimes is there anybody who whacks children? Sometimes whacks children. How do you whack? Till the time the cane breaks? No, but just maybe one whack. All right, good. So Amma said, I whack. Amma's hand was like straight up. Yeah. So is your grandchildren are studying here?
Rafi said that's my mother.
Your mother, So your daughter is studying here. Yeah, I know, I understood. Your daughter is learning here, yeah. So we don't call them as students, yeah. So I want to start by sharing this. I was invited in this school in Thane, in Bombay. How many of you know this place called Thane?
Okay.
So in this school, they had invited me, the principal or rather the CEO, they had like 3-4 schools like Geeta and Chandra has got. So the CEO of the school was my student who had done the neuro-linguistic programming and life transformation programs with me. So they said, sir, we have identified 40 children in our school who are tagged as unruly or tagged as failures because they have extreme emotional issues and they don't study and they fail in all the subjects. We want you to work with these kids. This was some 10 years ago, in the year 2015. And I said, okay, how many months do I have? They said, we can give you a maximum of 5 days. I said, all right. So I was invited into this program in Thane. I flew from Trivandrum, where I live, to Thane. And these children are sitting there. Imagine this. Usually you go to a class and say, good morning, children. What's the response you get? Good morning, children.
Good morning, sir.
This is how we all get the response, right? Now I said, good morning, children. And they go like, good morning. This is a very cold, non-engaged response. Very cold, non-engaged response. And I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And if they're engaging, then it's easy for you. If they're non-engaging, if they're closed, how do you open? Sometimes every parent has got this challenge. I'm saying to you, कितने बार मैंने तुमको बोला, क्यों समझ में नहीं आ रहे? Don't do this, and the child does keep doing this. You're not able to break the child's thinking pattern, right? So they're closed and they're non-engaging. And I was there and I said, I know that you're all sitting here without being interested to attend this program. And give me 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, if you connect with what I say, if you resonate with what I say, then we will continue this program. If you don't connect or don't resonate with what I say, then I will leave. He said, okay. And I think there was a guy who was in 10th grade who was kind of a gang leader. He said, chalo sir, dekh lenge 5 minutes. I said, okay. And what I'm going to say right now may shock the parents, may shock Chandra, and may shock Geeta, and they may think, why did we invite him here? Did we do the wrong thing by inviting him over here, right? And I told the children, I will not use that word study for the next 5 days, and I'm not going to tell that word also to you ever. Now your pattern is all interrupted. Okay, aadmi to pagal hai kya? So, and then the children's eyes lit up. They're like, huh? This is interesting. This is not something that we are every day hearing. We are hearing the same thing every day. We are fed up of hearing that. Would you wear the same shirt every day, sir?
No.
Would you wear the same kind of pants every day? We change, right? Only thing we live with is our partners. Right? Our husband and our wife. That's what we continue to live with. None of us laughing. Right? Yeah, so.
I'm fed up and I left.
Okay, so we today have the choice, and if we are fed up, then we need to live. It doesn't make sense to be together if it doesn't make sense, right? Anyways, so other than that, we eat different food every day, different curries, different shirts, right? So children also needs to hear something different and unique, which engages them in interest. So I said, what's the second thing that you hear the most? And they said, the second thing that I hear the most is listen. Listen, suno meri baat, suno, listen. I said, I'm not going to ask you to listen in this 5 days also. If you feel like listening, then you listen. If you are not listening, which means that I am not interesting enough for your ears. It is not your fault, it's my fault that I am not interesting enough for your ears. Right? Either my message or my voice or my tonality or whatever I am sharing is not interesting for you. So you're not listening. Right? The third thing, I asked them, what is that you hear the most? They say, don't do. ये मत करो, वो मत करो, ऐसा उधर बैठो, वो मत touch करो, ऐसा कहते. Let him play. We are here for children. So children will shout, scream. I'm not going to do an exercise which I demonstrated with them in the program which I did. Irrespective of any distractions, any noises that's coming around, how can you still focus on what is focused for you? This is a practical demonstration of that. You saw just the exercise. This is a real time, right? This is a real time experience. So I said, I'm not going to also tell you, don't do. Is that fair? And they said, "Ha sir, acha lag raha hai." I said, "Can we continue the program?" They said, "We will continue the program." We did the program for 5 days. By the end of the 5th day, many of the children were hugging me and crying. They said, "Sir, please don't go, please don't go." And then 3 months down the line, the CEO calls me, Miss Amla Stanley, who has received the Best Teacher Award from the President of India as well. So, while she was a teacher, she calls me up and she said, "The teachers are all wondering what happened to these children in just 5 days." I said, "Something wrong happened." Now, out of these 40 children, 38 of them are all pass. Where earlier all these children were like failing in almost all the subjects. And only 2 children failed in just 2 subjects. That's it, right? And these children's behavior have changed. They've become more calmer. They are paying more attention. Their self-belief has changed. So all of us has changed. How did this happen? It happened because I helped them to change their programming. It happened because I helped them to look at themselves differently. It happened because I gave them tools and methodologies to manage themselves better, to learn better. So in my era and our era, so we are all 70s, 80s kids mostly. Amma would be a little elder generation. Amma and Appa would be a little elder generation. So mostly 70s, 80s are the parents, 90s are the parents sitting over here. Correct? 70s, 80s, 90s people born are the ones sitting over here. Not the 2000 parents are not over here. So earlier it used to be a different world, and today it's a different world. Right? How we used to operate and what is it today? Today the children are born into a world with mobile phones. Right? Born into a world with mobile phones. During our era, we started seeing mobile phones in early 2000. So the first half of our life, maybe for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, we did not see mobile phones. Right? So the complete brain conditioning and the brain wiring changes. So you may be wondering, okay, stop studying, then what do? I told the children, stop studying and start learning. So I would request one thing, Chandra sir and Geeta madam. You can call the children in this school from today as learners and not students.
Beautiful. Yes, sir.
Because studying is a mechanical process and learning is a natural process. Studying stops at the examination. Learning continues till the graveyard. And that's why Appa and Amma are here. They're here to learn. They're not here to study. At this age, what is their need to come here? Their daughter is studying, doing a school, son-in-law is doing a school. There is no need for them to come here in the morning. They want to learn, even at this age, so they are here to learn. They deserve a big round of applause. You know, so it shows what mindset people have. It shows what mindset people have. Second thing I already said, if I am interesting, then I don't need to tell you, listen. If child is not listening, there are 3 reasons to it. I'll come to it soon. Yeah. So third is, instead of saying don't do, what else can you do? You can ask a question. What made you do it? What is making you do it? What are you deriving out of it? Sometimes they don't even know to say that. Sometimes they just, child is equal to play. Remember this. Till one age, child is equal to play. That's it. They just want to play. They're not programmed, they're not designed, they're not conditioned to sit and study. That's not what their brain is designed for, right? So if you look at children, see, he's playing. He's happy. He's very happy. He's just moving around. I'm very happy that you brought him. Right? So we have a real-time example, right? He is in his own world, right? So what we do, we think because of this guy called Macaulay. You know Macaulay, he is that one fellow who created all this problem, otherwise called as Lord Macaulay, right? Who said that we have to design a curriculum for our Indians to become clerks. He passed this law in British Parliament. You know that during the late 1800s and early 1900s. That's where we got curriculum. We were stopped from thinking. We were stopped from asking questions. We were stopped from exploring outside. And we were just conditioned to be like this horse, where sometimes you've seen race horses. You put this, blinders to the horse, and then the horse doesn't see anything else. Just this. So a child is not that. A child is soaking in so many things. Let the child to explore. That's what used to happen in Gurukul days. Used to go to a Guru and you would learn multiple things, right? So I really love the name flyholisticschools. I was like, wow.
Nice.
You know, I love the name flyholisticschools. I'm like, there's some thought gone behind this, right? There's some real thought gone behind this, which is wonderful. And then I come here and I say, academic excellence, mastering self and future ready. AMF, and I'm like, beautiful. That's holistic. I really love that model.
Wonderful.
You know, it's a model designed by somebody who's a visionary. Otherwise, you say, Acha, another CBSE school, finish syllabus, get 90%. I'm not saying don't get 90%. That's not the thing, right? I'm not saying don't get the 90%. That's not the. We need academic excellence because in today's world to survive, academic excellence is needed. When the child falls in love with learning, you don't have to tell the child to sit and study. So your job as parents and as teachers is to create a platform, create an environment, give experiences which makes the child fall in love or rise in love with learning.
Right.
Not fall in love, I would say rise in love. Why fall in love? We've always been saying fall in love, right? All these years. So I would say rise in love. Why are you falling in love with somebody? Rise in love with the person. Rise in love with learning. Yeah. So that's where it is. Do you all have a small newspaper which you have received? Okay, super. So can I just take that, madam, for a minute? Thank you. So what I would invite you to do, I would invite you to just make small 5 paper balls like this. Just make small, each one of you. You can just small 5 paper balls like this. From the paper that you have got. Done, all of you? Five paper balls. No problem. Take a minute. I request you not to put the balls down so that it'll all get dirty. Just we can keep any waste box in the back of the room. You can just put it there, or keep it with you while you leave. You can put it there. Little more bigger ones, not too small. This much size. Not too big or not too small. One more minute. Why don't you keep it? You cannot increase the length of that. You've been holding it for a long time. Good. Yeah, that's good. Because 2 things will happen while you're holding it. One is it might shake. 2 is your hand will get paining after some time. All of you done?
Yes.
Super. So let's do a quick exercise. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
All right, nice and easy. So can I just borrow that from you, madam, for a minute? The 5 balls? Super. So we've got, each one of you have got 5, right? So you have to roll it a little more nicely. 2, 3, 4, 5. Put one extra, I'll just leave one over here. Just take this 5. Okay. So you all have 5 minutes time, just 5 minutes time. How much time? Not more than 5 minutes, yeah? You can move from your chairs and you can move around, right? You don't need to sit where you are. So in 5 minutes, you can play with n number of people, n number of times. N number of people, n number of times, which means simple instruction. You can play with as many people within this hall who have got these balls, as many times you want, within 5 minutes. That's the condition. Now what's the exercise? So you can keep n number in one hand and n number in another hand. And I would go and ask, okay, how much do I have in this hand? 2. It's actually 3. So now it gets interesting. If it was 2, then I would give her that 2. Okay? If it's an error, then I would take 1 from the person. If it's an error, 1 from the person, right? If it's 2, then I would give the 2. If it's an error, then I would take the 1 from the person. Very simple, right? There are times when people go with 0. For example, I come to you with 0 and you say it's 0. In that case, I give 2 from the other hand to you. But if you say 1 and if it's 0, then I take 1 from you. Got it? So when it's an error, it's always 1. And the other cases, whatever they have predicted, you give that number. Right? So you have a total of 5 minutes time. In 5 minutes time, the person who gets the maximum number of paper balls will be the winner. One small request, don't sit in the back of the room and roll more. You play and get it, yeah? Because I've seen sometimes CEOs doing this. Yeah. Senior professionals do this. All right, madam, here is the balls for you. And I'll just put it here. Okay, your time starts now.
I set the timer, sir.
Yeah, super. You've set the timer.
Come on. I'm just going to see. Everyone's got okay.
Okay.
Not this one because it was
See,
अच्छा जेने नोड है ये इसको हाय చెప్తావా ఓకే దీనిలో 2 1 సరే ఓకే మిస్టేక్ చెప్పండి ఒకటి తీసుకోండి ఓకే మీరు చెప్తారా దీనిలో ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి ఒకటే ఉంది ఒకటి ఓకే ఎల్లుండి కలవండి హలో సార్ యూ వాంట్ టు షేర్ చెప్పండి 1 అరే సార్ అచ్చా మీరే వెళ్తున్నారా 1 ఆప్టిమైజ్ చేస్తున్నారు నో యూ హావ్ టు
Losing one is easier than getting one. Quickly you can get one you can get it.
Okay. 2 3 okay sir okay thank you hello sir hi sir 1 sir 2 okay hi sir 2 one more 8 sir okay how many sir 1 sir wow okay no issue hi Pradeep how many do you have 1 2 okay take one okay okay hello ma'am Japan how many do I have
0.
hi ma'am Sir, one. No. If I lose, if I make a mistake, one I should do. But, hello, ma'am. Hi. How many do I have? I have two. These are the last two I have. Hello, Akka. Namaskaram. Over? Okay, no problem. Guess and see. How many, Akka? Two. Okay, I'll give you one. Give me two later. Sir, two. Oh my God, you. Hey, nice. I'm building my wealth again. Hey, one.
Chandra's here.
Hey.
I knew you were a
Sir, మీరు చెప్పండి. How many? అరే.
Come in. No.
Hi.
Why is Tamil?
How many do I have? Three.
Mother is from there. Father is from Tamil. Yes, sir.
अच्छा,
Okay, as the boy is counting, he's like, I think he seems to be the winner. Looks like you are the winner. No? Okay. So, Amma was saying that it seems it was a big relief. How many of you felt that it was a good break, it was a nice good change, nice good relief? All of you, wow, awesome. And what happened to all of you? You all became children, you all became a child. In like how much time? Less than 2 minutes, less than 1 minute, you are all becoming a child. Alright? And you completely involved in it. You were enjoying in it. When you enjoy something, it doesn't appear to be a task. When you enjoy parenting, it doesn't appear to be a task.
Beautiful.
First thing is, if you think, क्यों मैंने इसको पैदा किया? So that thought sometime might come into your head, might have come, you know. Madam is agreeing. We need to give her a good round of applause for being honest. So she is very honest. You know, sometimes I used to remember when my father used to say, "Unna pettadukku oru vaada vechirukka vanda," which means my father is from Tamil Nadu. He say, instead of giving birth to you, I would have kept one banana tree. Right? So because I used to be a very mischievous child. I used to be not sitting in one place. And he did not know that children are not programmed to sit in one place. Children are programmed to move. We are programmed to move. We are from the jungles. We are from the woods. That's our genetics. We are not programmed to sit. Our ancestors moved invariably minimum 10 kilometers every day. 10 kilometers every day, invariably. Our ancestors, our forefathers. Motor car came when? Bullock cart came when? Tonga came when? Very recently. 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. Right? So, children are designed to move. Children are designed to play. Children are designed to be active, to be engaging. When you make them, just put them in a place, right? What happens? I'll give you a very classic example. You will remember this for life, what I'm going to say. How many of you know a banyan tree? Superb. Can you put a banyan tree in a pot? Can you put a banyan tree in a pot? You can put a bonsai in a pot, but you cannot put a banyan tree in a pot. Children are like banyan trees, not bonsais. That's the first thing you need to understand as parents. Now in this game, how many of you have got more than 10 balls? Raise your hands. Oh, that sir was playing like a child. I saw his jaw. I said, dekho, mere dekha. Dekho. And I was like so very happy to see. This child was like very happy. You're in which grade, beta? You're a teacher. Achha, sorry. You're a teacher in this school, huh? No, this person sitting in front, huh? In the school, you're a teacher, sorry. I thought you were in 10th grade or something. So, how much you have got? 12. How many of you more than 15? 14 you got, okay. Sir, 13. Madam? 12. Last there? 11? 15.
Hey, I just counted.
You just counted, so anybody who has got more than 10 is a winner, right? And one ball extra you can give him if you want first prize, second prize, third prize, which is a traditional way of giving. And so we do that. There's this one thing, I don't know, I will check with Chandra on that later. Do you disclose each child's marks to the other child in the class?
No.
No? Very good. That deserves a big round of applause. So, each child, we need to stop comparing one child with the other child. You know?
But I think they tell it to themselves. I mean,
that's okay.
It's become something very normal.
That's okay. It's become something very normal. So we will come up with a different model also. I will talk with Chandra and Geeta separately on that note. Yeah, because we met 5 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a long way to go. This is just the beginning. Now, in this game, whoever won, whoever got about 10. So how many of you got 0? You are all givers. You're all givers. Just because you gave the others one. So you were willing to answer. I'll tell you one thing. In this exercise, if you need to win, you need to ask more. Correct?
Yes.
So when a child asks you a question, sometimes parents say, "Kyun itne sawal pooch rahe? Chup karo." Why are you asking too much questions? Only when you ask questions you will learn. Only when you ask you will win. If you just sit in one place with your 5 balls, will you win? You have to move, you have to ask to others. Sometimes you will receive, sometimes you may not receive. Fair enough. But you have to ask. So encouraging a child to ask questions is very important. Another one in this game, most of the time people who win are the ones who would have also gone ahead with more than 5 in one hand. Some strategy they would have used. Correct? There you go. There you go. See, I know. Why? Human psychology is usually to predict 1, 2 or 3. Right?
I just did those 3 only.
There you go. So you are not taking risk in life. You are risk averse.
Yes.
That clearly shows that you're risk averse. That's a pattern. So I shared with these guys, बेटा झूठ बोल सकते हैं, बेटा झूठ नहीं बोल सकते. Right? So that's a data. Somebody who only goes, data cannot lie. So what did Geeta say? We need to appreciate her for being honest. Give her a good round of applause. And she's open. I only went with 1, 2 and 3. That tells me this individual is risk averse. Because they fear that will I lose something. So I'm very conservative. I'm very, I think 100 times. So what happens? Sometimes what you could have achieved in 5 years or 5 months, you may take 50 years to achieve. Right? Visionaries, people are willing to take risk. They chalo kya dekhte hain, 5 ke zyada dekh ke rakhte. That's what you went for. And then nobody would have predicted more than 5. Not even a single person would predict. I can bet on that. I can bet on that. Because people's psychology is like that. Whether I do this in Qatar, whether I do this in London, whether I do this in India, I've got the same experience. Doesn't matter. Whether I do it for children, whether I do it for parents, whether I do it for multimillionaires, entrepreneurs, or CEOs, same. Because human beings universally think almost alike. And then there are some people who are outliers, who think differently. They're called as outliers. They are not like the traditional ones. Chandra is one such person, right? And that's why we've got this model, and that's why we've got this session. And we found a lady, and now he's slowly bringing her also there. Right? And now there's a partnership, there's a combination which works very good. You know, one person is high risk, one person is little risk averse. So that both blends together, it's a very nice combination happens. Like gulab jamun, ice cream. Right? So that's the beauty. Now I want to share with you, in terms of parenting, typically if you look, there are 4 parenting styles universally. There are 4 parenting styles universally. You look anywhere in the world, right? Doesn't matter who the person is. The first style is called as authoritarian. What do you mean by authoritarian? Authoritarian. So you can divide this parenting into 2 things. One is called responsiveness. 2 is called demandingness. One is called responsiveness. 2 is called demandingness. Cool? The phone, nice ringtone. One is called responsiveness. The 2 is called demandingness. Yeah. So keep these 2 categories as a constant. So the first one is authoritarian parenting. So who is an authoritarian? Authoritarian parent is high demandingness, low responsiveness. Which means you should do only what I say. Just listen to me. Just sit there. Don't do means don't do. Don't ask further questions. So non-engaging with the child. It's one-way traffic. It's like the FM program. जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ तुम सुनो. बस कुछ सवाल मेरे को मत पूछो. Right? So आपको कुछ सवाल है तो आप अभी पूछ सकते हैं मेरे को. No problem. I'm open. Let it make it interact. And if you have any questions, please ask me. Now or in the end also we have a 15-minute question section. No problem. I can do both. Right? So that's authoritarian parenting. Not a resourceful type of parenting. Not good. You will find those kind of children to be emotionally very vulnerable, low self-esteem. When they grow up, they will have emotional problems. They will fear taking any actions or initiatives. They will look forward for somebody to say something for the orders. They cannot do anything by themselves. So that's what will happen if you are following an authoritarian style of parenting. Now you know it, I don't know what style you are following. Now when I'm sharing this with you, you must be knowing, okay, what style I'm going to. Second style, cool. So the second style of parenting is called as uninvolved parenting. Uninvolved parenting. What do you mean by this? Uninvolved parenting.
Dad in the home. Dad in the home.
So responsiveness also low, demandingness is also low. तुम्हारी मर्जी. मेरे को मत बोलो, मेरे को मत पूछो, जो भी कर लो. Right? Sometimes the child comes and asks. There are some entrepreneurs. I work with some of the millionaires, very rich people, right? And I go there, I work with their children, and the child asks the mother, who's this uncle who comes 1.5 months in a month on a Sunday morning? Because the father is never there. Father is always traveling or moving, right? So the father is not involved. After one element for all the parents and for adults. Imagine a child's brain as a 2-storied building. As what?
2-storied building.
As a 2-storied building. Imagine a child's brain as a 2-storied building. The ground floor and the first floor. The ground floor is called as the basal ganglia, which is your reptilian brain, which is your emotional brain, your fight and flight response brain. That's called the basal ganglia. That's the ground floor. Now the top floor is a prefrontal cortex or your thinking brain. Now is where the game gets interesting. The top floor is not developed till the age of 22. The top floor is not developed till the age of 22. Even Chandra goes like this. Oh.
Both sex alike.
Sorry?
Both sex alike.
Whether male or female. It's a child. It's a human brain. That's why they are only emotional. For them, it's emotions. Logic and reasoning doesn't work. They don't understand logic or reasoning. Even when they are 14, 15, 16, 17. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you don't need to say at all. That's the reason you have to tell them 100 times sometimes. Because for them, the brain is not developed. Some 2 years ago, me and my wife Serena, we wanted to go outside. We have 2 kids. So you may be asking, what data you have got? I'm also a parent, right? So elder one is 11 years of age, Yutika, daughter, and the other one is Johan, who's 5 years of age. And Johan was eating mango from the plate. So Serena is saying, Johan, we have to go out. It's getting late. Fast. Johan takes the mango. Okay, Amma. Johan, we are getting late. Serena is panicking. Johan doesn't understand the concept of time. For him, what is late? What is early? For him, what matters is the emotional sensation of that mango. All that matters to him in the world is that mango which is in front of him. He is not bothered whether you are going for a meeting, whether there is a client for you, it is a 5 lakh deal, 10 lakh deal, he does not understand. Even if he understands time, he doesn't understand the value for money. He does not understand that. Because his logical brain is not developed. It's not his fault. And it's not your fault also as parents. Because till today, you also did not know this phenomenon of the brain. Amma after so many years is asking, she's been a teacher. This is the first thing which needs to be done in a teacher's training, in a BA training. First thing, every parent, every pediatrician, every gynecologist needs to know this in the world. And then we can avoid so many problems. They say prevention is better than cure. In our childhood we have learned that. Prevention is better than cure. We can do it. Right? Make sense? Yeah, question?
But still we find difference in the girl child growing up and the boy child growing up.
Totally agree. The male brain and the female brain is also different. Biochemically, biologically, the difference is there in the brain chemistry and the brain physiology itself. And plus, there is also a bias in the world for human beings. When you buy a gift for a girl, what do you buy typically? A small 4-year-old girl. Pink doll, there you go. Universally, this is the answer. Why she doesn't like blue? Why? She loves all. We have conditioned that pink is equal to girl. We have conditioned. This is called classic conditioning. So girl means, so sometimes when a girl rides a bike, people look, oh, ladki bike chala rahe, kyun bhai? Usko bhi 2 पैर है, 2 हाथ है. बाइक पे क्या एक्स्ट्रा है? गियर है, क्लच है, बस किकर है. लड़की बाइक चलाने में इतने क्या बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है? और हमारे दुनिया में भी वो प्रॉब्लम है, वो अलग बात है, वो आज का टॉपिक नहीं है. वो आज का टॉपिक नहीं है, टॉपिक से हम डिविएट हो जाते हैं. That's another topic for another day. Like genders, male, female gender, how the gender superiority comes inferior. That's all another day, not today. Right? So you have to understand this first. So what's the first style of parenting? Authoritarian. What's the second style? Uninvolved. Both are. So the first one, responsiveness is very low, demandingness is very high. In the second one, demand is both are 0. The third one is permissive style. Yeah.
Before going there, just like you have explained, what are the consequences of that
authoritarian,
Correct.
what the kind of outcome you see in the kid.
Correct.
Can you also help me understand what are the kind of outcome we see or the consequences we see in the kid for unresponsiveness? One, you said he may become rogue.
He may become rogue. He's not clueless. He doesn't know what is right, what is wrong. He doesn't know how to operate himself. Sometimes a challenging situation comes, he cannot take orders because it's himself. When he works in an organization, sometimes you have to take the orders from people. So he cannot work in such environment. He will be like lost. Right? So those are some of the outcomes of it. The third one is called permissive style. What is permissive style? It's a very interesting one. Permissive style is the responsiveness is high, the demandingness is low. Which means I am with the child. बच्चे तुमको क्या चाहिए? पिज़्ज़ा चाहिए? खा लो. तुमको क्या चाहिए? साइकिल चाहिए? ले लो. तुमको क्या चाहिए? बुक चाहिए? ले लो. तुम रो रहे तो रो रहा मत. वो बच्चा तुमको मारा, मैं उसको मारता हूँ. This is a responsive style. Sorry, permissive style. Permissive, which means the responsiveness is very high, the demandingness is they don't demand anything from the child, they dance. बच्चे के ट्यून पे वो नाचते हैं, बच्चे वो बोलते हैं, पेरेंट वो नाचते हैं. What happens in this case? I want you to tell me what will happen in this case. Yes, the child cannot take no in his or her life.
The child can become a narcissist.
The child can become a narcissist. And when they marry somebody, they can't take the feedbacks of their partner. Child can become a narcissist. What else? They can become stubborn. They want instant gratification in everything. They start a business, if they don't see success in 3 months, they will lose it. If they go into a job, if they don't get promotion in one interview, they will lose it. समझ गया? So they want instant gratification. सब अभी मिल गए, वो कंडीशनिंग हो गया बच्चे को. अभी क्या करते हैं? Helpless. They become helpless. The fourth one is called authoritative style, which is the most powerful and the most ideal style of parenting. That's the fourth one. It's called authoritative style. Authoritative style is high demandingness, high responsiveness.
The first one is authoritarian.
Authoritarian. The second one is uninvolved. The third one is permissive. The fourth one is authoritative. Authoritative means the parent is with the child. Okay, you want pizza? All right, no worries. I can give you pizza. However, please understand that you will not get it every time you ask pizza. Because it's not very good for your health. Fair enough, your friends are eating. I can give that to you. That's okay. So responsiveness is also high. Demandingness is also high. Both are high. So those kind of children grow up with knowing what is right and what is not right. Those kind of children grow up with an emotional balance. Those kind of children have self-esteem of themselves. Also, they don't hesitate to ask for help. Make sense?
Yes.
So I think this child was brought up by an authoritative parents.
They are here.
They're here, I saw them. Yeah. So who was they would also be demanding, also they would be like, okay, two.
Right.
They would not give everything you want, still they will provide
Right.
something, yeah. Right? They would not say absolute yes, they would not say absolute no.
Right.
Right? So that's very interesting. So I can see a person, a human being. That's another course. There is a field which I do called spiral somatics in my neuro-linguistic program. People want to know what is neuro-linguistic program. That's something which I do as my workshops pan-India. Okay, so it's a 5-day program. Level 1 I do, level 2 is 10 days, like that. So we'll do a quick exercise. Yeah. So I'm going to give you another exercise which you can play with children. I'm going to give you some creative games and exercises and tools which you can do with children, right? And mobile phones is not a replacement for a babysitter. Please understand that.
Shout it out loud, please.
Mobile phones is not a replacement for a babysitter. The mobile phones damages your child's brain more than anything else in the world, more than even alcohol or cigarette. The mobile phones damages your child's cognition and your child's brain more than cigarette or more than alcohol. Mark my words. Right? So बच्चे देख रहे आपका मम्मी इधर है. So if you really love your child, for my children and our children, we don't give mobile phones to them. Okay, if my daughter loves cooking, if she wants to cook, she can keep it somewhere. She can just watch a long YouTube video on cooking. No reels allowed. If they want to watch, they can watch a TV for an hour, no issues. We let them watch TV. We all watch TV as children, right? Now what will happen is there are three things that will happen when you give them mobile phones at a very young age. One, they will become emotionally numb. They will become emotionally numb. They will not have any sensations. Second, their focus will completely go away. They won't be able to focus because what you see in front of the screen is going in this speed. So you cannot pay attention to something for a long time, which means they can't learn, they can't focus on a project, they can't do any job when they grow up. They'll be like massively distracted. Now, if a child, for example, takes a bottle of water and pours the water into a glass, and pours from the glass back into the water, and from the bottle back into the glass, and from the glass back into the water, usually what do parents do? पानी गिरते क्यों कर रहे? इधर उधर तो खराब कर रहे. What it means is just one white cloth to be put and just wiped. It'll just go away. 10-second task. You're killing the child from learning concentration. You're killing the child from learning focus. Because that is how the child is learning to concentrate and focus on pouring this water from the glass into the small bottle without spilling. When it pours, he gets self-confidence that I can do it. And you come and take the bottle and the glass, sit and study. Boom.
And here I have a question. When you have said if you have a lot of mobile or screen time, when you are saying that, are you referring to watching shorts and reels?
Both also.
On shorts and reels.
Both.
If he is playing a game.
Both.
Okay. Either which way, whatever. Watching mobile is damaging.
Both. So, coming back into neuro-linguistic programming and some exercises, I'll give you some. So this is something which I've introduced to my son and my daughter, and they really love it. My son is still picking it up, but my daughter has picked it up. And there are so many things which you can do with this 3 balls. I'll take that. So one is you can just give it to them and you can just teach them this particular skill. Yeah, juggling. So if you go to US, UK and all, in your CV, if you put that you know juggling, you have a better chance of clearing the interview compared to the other people who are attending the interview. Don't believe me, go and Google it, benefits of juggling. There are 6 to 7 benefits to the brain just by this one single activity. Your focus enhances, your concentration improves, left brain, right brain integration happens, your eye-hand coordination happens, your decision making becomes better, your creativity improves. Most importantly, you will not get stressed just by this one single activity. Not only for children, adults can pick it up as well. So I have it with me at my place. So when they were attending the program, now all the materials are packed. So I carry it with me wherever I travel, right? One simple exercise. So you don't need to do this. I can give you another one to start with. Okay, let's do an exercise. All of you ready?
Yes.
Okay, super. So when I say right, I want you to raise your right hand and drop it down like this. And when I say left, I want you to raise your left hand and drop it down like this. When I say both, raise both hands and drop it down. Cool? Easy? Simple. Okay. Right. Not too much high, just this much high. Yeah. Left. Both. You can drop it down. You can just bring it down. Yeah. Both. Good. Both. Left. Right. 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 Left. Both. Both. Okay, good. This is just a warm up in the morning. This you learned in LKG. Correct? It's a little bit of warm up, yeah? Nothing new. Right? So now it gets interesting. Now is where the real exercise comes. Now when I say right, I would invite you to raise your left hand. When I say left, you raise both hands. And when I say both, you raise right hand. Brain goes for a toss, brain turning. Very simple, only 3 instructions. Sometimes you give your husband or wife 10 instructions. So why you did not follow? I only gave 3. That time itself you are saying it's difficult. Imagine you give 10 instructions to your husband and he misses one. Or you give 10 instructions to your wife and she misses one. There's going to be ruckus at home. Right? So, somebody once said marriages are made in heaven. And someone else said, so are thunder and lightning. Amma has not laughed like this for a long time, I think. You know, so I still remember my grandmother used to like throw chappals at my grandfather and scream. And my grandfather used to be a very calm man, like you, sir. You know, I'm not saying you throw the chappals. You know, that I did not say. I just said she distorted that like, you are calling me a very angry. I did not say you are an angry person. I just said he's a very calm man. So my grandfather, you know what said? Kadavul kudupar unakku. Bhagavan de denge tumko. So it's funny, I grew up with my grandparents. My father and mother were in a different place and there's no good schools there, so they put me with my grandparents. Okay, coming into the exercise. Right is equal to? Left is equal to? Both. Very good. Both is equal to?
Right.
Right, simple. This instruction, if you parents cannot take, you're expecting a child to mug up such a big book. If he scores 5 marks less, you are going and shouting at him. How dare? Understand the sensations of the child. Understand the pain of the child. Child wants to play. It wants to learn. It wants to experience. Okay, right is equal to? Left is equal to? Both is equal to? Not when you drive. When you drive, right is right. Okay. This is just for now. You will not forget, your brain will not go for a toss. Don't worry. So, okay, when I am saying right, I want you to raise right or left. When I say left, both. When I say both, I want you to get it 30 times correct. Simple. Only 30 times. Already one madam is doing disco. Okay. Left. Both. Okay, both. Error. Left. When I say left, you can't do tomorrow morning. You have to do now. Okay. Right. Right. Both. Both is? Right. Left. Left. Right. Right. Sir, you are going slow motion. No, that's not. You know, like very You have to be like in a flow. Okay, how many of you did so far without one single error? Raise your hand. Okay. I will call you to the stage, sir. Please come. Come. The moment I said stage, there is something that went inside his head. What happened? It's a very important thing to notice. If I make an error, what will people think about me? आज दुनिया में सबसे बड़े रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? चार लोग right? So forget about what people think. There's only feedback and learning. I am not here to judge you. I am not here to correct your mistake or anything. I'm just here to help you build the confidence. Because if you don't come here now, you're telling yourself that I wouldn't be able to go there in the future. You won the last game, no? How many balls you got? You got 10. From 5 you got, what's your name? Jatin, you're from this school? So you can shift to this school anytime later. Okay, come. So let's give a good round of applause to Jatin. Yeah. Relax. Your name, sir? Sanjeev. Your child is studying here?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we will start. Okay, very simple. Just relax yourself. Just loosen the hands. Take it easy. Take it easy. Right? You stress too much, right? Okay, right. Very good. Left. Very good. Both. Very good. Both. Error. No issues. You stay there. We can do once more. Okay, right. Very good. Left. Both. Both. Now sir is there, he is there. Okay, no problem. You stay there. Let's do some more. Okay. Right. Left. Both. Both. Right. Right. Both. Both. Left. Error. No worries, you're doing good. So they are improving. Yeah? And just sit with your child and do this exercise. I'll tell you what's the benefit for it in a while. Yeah? Thank you so much, Sanjay Rao sir. Thank you so much, Jatin. So you start with 30 seconds first. Right? It's the same impact that you get with the juggling. Same benefits. Only thing is maybe the motor skills is not developed, because in juggling your motor skills are also developing. Here the motor skills doesn't come into play. However, all the other cognitive benefits which you get in juggling, you are getting in this particular exercise. It's a very creative way of engaging a child. You may not find this in Google or anywhere, or in maybe Reels or anywhere. You will not find this. So this is something which I learned from a gentleman by the name Dr. John Grinder, who is the creator of this domain called Neuro-Linguistic Programming. So he was a Special Intelligence Forces officer in the US Army, an undercover agent, and he's also a linguist. John Grinder speaks 11 languages. So I learned this with him in Europe. He uses these methods. This is called peak performance exercise. He does it for the US Army, for NASA, and top institutes and organizations like Google, Facebook, all of it. So just introduce it to your children and see the wonders that happens in them. A small, tiny little activity. And you can change the pattern. Once they get comfortable with right is left, then what do you do? Left is right, very good. And both is? Both is right, left is both. So you can just change the pattern, switch the patterns. And then once they get comfortable with that, come back to the first. So what happens is, new neural pathway starts getting fired in the brain. That phenomenon in the brain is called neurogenesis. And then when you condition a new pattern, that's called neuroconditioning. When you do 3-4 patterns, that's called neuroplasticity of the brain. The brain gets more like moldable. then the child focuses better, child learns better. Before learning a particular subject, you get the child to do a peak performance exercise for 60 seconds, for 2 minutes, they are able to focus more, they are able to grasp more, they are able to pay attention more, because their brain waves moves from beta state to alpha state. Are you with me? Yes? Is it easy to implement? Any complication for this? Easy to apply? You don't need any props? Question, sir? From the age where they can understand left and right. So I would say a 4-year-old, because you teach.
Can we do this with other actions like I used to do with my son with walk, stop, clap?
That's a different one. That's a different one. That's also very good. So you mean to say that?
He is doing that.
Right, excellent. That's wonderful. You're doing a great job. Well done. So that's a different one. In that the left brain, right? Because here both hands are coming. Your left brain and right brain. Because left brain is a logical brain, right brain is a creative brain. So both the brains are getting affected, getting used, and you're changing patterns. That's another thing which you can definitely do, which does wonders. This has a different impact. That has a different impact. Yeah? Both are helpful.
We'll use it nicely.
2 to 3-year-old, yeah, there are quite a lot of exercises which you can do with a 2 to 3-year-old. I will share with you separately. I can maybe share some references also for 2 to 3-year-olds. Yeah. Hyperactive children. Hyperactive children, the most important thing is them to give them physical work. Anything to do with physical. You just ask them to stack all these chairs, they will stack it in like 5 minutes. Which you may take like 15 minutes to do. So, I remember when you asked this question, why I am remembering this very easily. There was one of my cousin brothers from Tamil Nadu. He came to Kerala to attend my sister's wedding. So he brought his son, who was an 8-year-old boy. He said he's very hyperactive. Most of the time children are not hyperactive. Parents and teachers are hyper lazy. Child is active, that's all. We can't manage the child's energy, and it's easy to label today. There is also easy labeling can be done, no? ADHD, Aja beta, khalo ye dawai. So there are, I'm not saying hyperactivity is not there, hyperactivity is there. However, today ADHD, learning disability, dyslexia is just being told, if you cannot manage a child, pushk, label him, label her. Khalas. Easiest way, no? I'll tell you one story. You'll love this. Tell you, how many of you love stories? So, way back in the 1950s, in UK, there was once a girl like this who was in her first grade, who was around 5 years, 6 years of age. Who wouldn't sit in one place, just stand up, ask questions, move around. So the school authorities called the parents and said, we cannot put your child over here. We cannot put your child over here because your child is hyperactive. Take the child out of the school. The mother came and pleaded, because she was a single parent. Mother came and pleaded, but there was no option but to take the child to another school. Another school also, within 1.5 to 2 months, they said the same thing. Take the child out. She is hyperactive. Finally, the mother took the child to a coach, therapist, trainer, somebody who was like me. And he just spoke to the child for 5-10 minutes. And then he told the mother, let's step out of this consulting room. And they stepped out of the consulting room, the mother and this therapist. And it was a glass door to this consulting room, so it's transparent. And the therapist told the mother, just stand here and pretend you're talking to me, don't look inside the room, but just keep a glance or your eye to the room, and something will happen in the next 3 to 4 minutes. Mother's like, what's going on? Small girl, 5-6-year-old girl. And as the therapist said, he played a music before coming out from the room and just kept it in his radio and left the room. And the child stood up and he started dancing. Started dancing. Dancing like very passionately. Right? And the therapist said, just put her in a dance school. Take her out of the normal school. Take her out of a CBSE normal school. Put her in a holistic school. Flyholistic school. They took her, they put her in a holistic school with less focus on learning the academics and more focus on dance. She started learning ballet, and this girl grew up to become one of the finest ballet dancers in the world, became a multi-millionaire, traveling around the world, doing shows. Her name is Gillian Lynn. Gillian Lynn. Cats and Phantoms of the Opera, two of her albums sold million copies those days. And she also did lots of good for the children like her who were diagnosed as ADHD or hyperactive. So it's mostly, and coming back to my cousin brother's son for my sister's wedding. So he said, he's not sitting in one place, Rafi. What do I don't know. Beat him also, he's not. So I said, Beta idra. So there was like marriage ka previous day and all in the villages and small towns. Today only this auditorium, house where people all come. So there was some around 100 chairs like this. So I told him, Beta, all these chairs were stacked in like four. You remove the chairs and just arrange it. And there was also one more team member of mine. I said, yeah, Matthew, just help him out. Matthew just showed him once. In like half an hour to 40 minutes, this boy single-handedly put all the 100 chairs. And he comes to me and asks, Uncle, what next? Uncle, what next? Right? So they have to be given tasks. They have to be given tasks which are physical. So you give them to pluck grass in a garden, they will do it supremely well. You have to trust them. Show them once, this is how you pluck the grass, leave them. So if they are high energy, you have to release the energy. Another way to make them engage, just put them in martial arts. Any kind of martial arts, karate, taekwondo, kung fu, karate, anything. So then the children will be like really, really able to release their energy because they have so much energy inside them. And that energy has to be channelized. That energy has to be channelized, right? And that is when the child becomes holistically developing, right? So I teach this in my 5 days workshop. There are lots of people who are corporate leaders, who are parents who wants to become better in relationship. They come for this program and attend my program. Very recently I finished one in Hyderabad yesterday. Next one I'm doing it in Bangalore. After that in Chennai, then Mumbai, then Hyderabad. So if you're keen, if you want, you can inform Chandra, Geeta, madam. They will be able to guide you for that. And so it's a very intense program where we take a small group of 30 to 40 people. We don't take more than 40 because we want to give that kind of one-to-one attention and work with you personally. Not only in terms of parenting, you said you're overthinking, you're stressed. The left-right exercise which I did for you is fabulous for your overthinking. Sleep. There are 3-4 techniques for sleep. I will share one of my reels which is there in YouTube. And I'll share it with you. You can share it with Amma.
Sure.
So I also help with people who have not slept for 4 years, 5 years. In just 1 or 2 sessions, I help them. I help people to come out of medications if they're taking medications for sleep. So in 2 sessions, I help people to sleep better. So I also do one-to-one coachings and one-to-one therapies, right? So that's another work which I do. And so we will move forward. You want more or you're done? You want more, yeah.
I'm conscious of the time, it is 12:50.
I know, yeah.
And I see that the audience is extremely
Extremely. See, yes, sir, question.
My doubt is the market blind about
No, it's cheating. 100% cheating. Myself, along with my mentors in Kerala, we went and busted that myth 7 years ago, in the year 2018. I can share that video. The blindfold reading, right? They say third eye opening. First I tell people, let the two eyes open properly. Now why you are interested in third eye? Which eye, I don't know. Where is the third eye? It's all, see, we are not happy with the ordinary. We are always wanting the extraordinary. There is so much in the ordinary to explore, like in the leaves, like in the butterfly, like in the flowers. We have not explored the normal beauty. It's basically, I'm also a magician, sir. Magical Rafi is because I bring in real-time magic to people's life. That's why my students named me Magical Rafi. Magic is my another passion. I'm not a full-time magic performer. However, I'm a hobbyist as a magician. So these are basically magic blindfolds, which you might have seen in TV and all. There are magicians who put blindfold and ride bike, You must have seen in news a long time ago, 90s, early 2000s. Basically, they can peep through it. So if you ask that same child, just close the eyes with your hand, the child won't be able to do. And the instructor will say, no, the eye will activate only when this cheating mask is put. Yeah, unfortunately, it is being, some of our gurus are also being cheated by these people. I don't know the gurus are aware about it or they are not aware about it. However, it's a big scam. So we are teaching children to be liars, and we are teaching them it's okay to lie and get that kind of attention and recognition. Why children say that they cannot see? Because they are getting attention. They are getting significance. You are called on stage. People are all calling wow, wow, wow. So there is a human psychological need to have that attention and significance. Samajhiye? So anybody who says that I can see that, I'll say come. Only one thing I will do. I will just say, now read. Just close eyes, now read. Why has the God given us eyes? To see. So can they make a blind person to read? If yes, then I will go with this model. No, so far no. So magician Mudukad, Gopinath Mudukad, is one of the top magicians in India, at par with somebody like a PC Sarkar. So Gopinath Mudukad sir, Rajamurthy sir, my another mentor, we all went ahead with media, with Asianet News, with the media houses, and we busted this myth in Kerala. In Kerala, it's no more there. In other states, it's still going on. Yeah. So my humble suggestion is, do not put. But if you still want to go ahead and put it and get your child's eye activated, I don't know which eye will get activated. Eye will get activated, the ego. That eye will get activated. Yeah. So I think we will pause for today. One last thing I will do with you, and this is something which you will carry with you forever. So it's going to take just 20 seconds. I would request you to do exactly as I say. Is that clear, all of you? Do exactly as I say. Yeah, clear? Do as I say, okay? Right, ready? Okay, raise your hands, drop it down, raise your hands, drop it down, raise your hands, drop it down, touch your chin. Don't move your hand, Amma. Don't move your hand, madam. Don't move your hand, sir. What did I say, Amma? KB teacher making mistake. She's a human. Now you have all shifted, intelligent. No. Some of you touch chin, okay. But majority of you touch the cheek. Why? I gave you very clear. 95% of the group touch the cheek and then slowly. And I gave you instructions very clearly 3 times in simple English. Do exactly as I say. Still, you did what I did and not what I said, because I touched the cheek and you just touched the cheek, even though I said chin. In your school, they taught you chin means this, correct?
Yes.
Still, you touched here irrespective of my instructions. My dear parents, please understand, a child will not follow what you say, a child will follow only what you do. you so much. Signing off. Thank you, love.
Amazing. Yeah, we will call you.
Thank you.
We'll just make that call. Sir, if you have just 5 more, in the interest of time, we'll take maybe 2 questions from you all. Okay, whoever is having, like, I want my question to be answered, who are those? Okay, sir, we gave a couple of chances. We'll start with sir. Sir, please send the mics.
I have 2 sons.
Yes, sir.
One is turning 9 years, second of June. The second one is like 2.5 years old.
Okay.
The elders are like, he is like very good. Yeah,
Right.
He attended summer camp here.
Right.
So I think everybody knows how he behaves and all.
Right.
But in his regular school, if he is bullied by his colleagues or classmates, then he gets emotionally distressed. When he comes home,
Right.
like emotionally drained.
Right.
I have been to this problem. We try to tell him that you have to face this problem. Is there any other way that we can handle that situation?
There is another way which is called reverse psychology. So with subtly you can tell the child, no problem, you just take the hitting. No problem.
But we also want him to be strong.
Hold on. So you have to pay attention to fully what I'm saying. So what did I say? Look at my tone and my language. What did I say before that? This is called reverse psychology. This is called reverse psychology. So usually you're saying, no, you have to face it. Don't worry, it'll all be fine. Sometimes they will do and you have to manage it. This is how you say. But if you just go in a playful manner, beta koi baat nahi. तब तक वो तुमको kill करेगा ना, तो ऐसे ही खड़े रह जाओ. And there will be a realization which he gets, no, I have to stand up for myself. I cannot let them hit me till I die. So as much as we teach our children to be defensive, sometimes we also need to teach our children to just stand up for themselves also. It's not about always taking, because then when you go into the world is not a very, very beautiful, fine little place. It's a nice place. At the same time, it's not something nice everywhere. Right? So the child needs to develop the ability to stand up and say strongly no. Stop it, otherwise you will take it from him. Maybe you'll have to go to the school once. Be prepared for that. Because how long he will take it? There's a beautiful movie called Joker. Saw this movie? Joker. Oh, it's a Oscar award winning movie. This guy has a condition when he was a child, and he's made fun, he's bullied, and he doesn't stand up for himself. Right? He's told, okay, we have to face it, it's okay, those children, just negate them. And when he grows up, he starts killing people because his anger is so much inside him. Sorry? It came out. So it has to come out at a very early age. He has to stand up, and if he has to raise his voice, he has to raise his voice. एक तो वापस देना है तो देना पड़ता है. That's the way. Right?
Excellent. See, what we are also doing is, I know whatever sir has taught in last 1.5 hours of time, it could be for the first time. We are also recording this. My invitation is, we'll share it with all of you. Have a look at it if you want, twice, thrice, whatever times, and implement this in your real life. That's something that will be of high value for sir's time and even for Fly facilitating this to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Shall we all take that on?
Yes.
Amazing. Sir, one question for us from the school side. A couple of beautiful points which we picked up in terms of linguistic, right? While we call our year as not as a academic year, we call it as learning year. But for students, we used to call them as students. Here on this moment, entire flight team, we are going to start calling them as learners.
Yes.
We'll take that on, sir.
Super.
Another thing that we pick up from this is that right, left wala activity.
Exercise.
We will continue to bring that up. Can you suggest a couple of more which we can kind of tone setting for them to get high value in the class.
The alphabet exercise which you learn.
Alphabet exercise.
Just
sure.
make it a practice in every class. Ensure that it's implied in every class.
Right.
Right from maybe second standard or third standard
Okay.
would be a good time to start it.
Sure.
Once they have a good understanding of left, right,
Right.
the alphabet game can be immediately started.
Used. Okay.
In a day, I would request after the prayer, if you're having a morning prayer, a silent prayer, I don't know what prayer you have. After the prayer, if every class starts with an alphabet exercise, every class, then that's setting the tone for the day to be absolutely focused in a peak resourceful state of mind. And yours will be the first school to implement in the country.
Wonderful. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, and you can set the tone for that.
Right.
You can set the tone for that. That will give a lot of emotional balance to the child also.
Sure.
Because their overthinking and all will immediately settle down.
Right.
Calm down.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, sir. Rajesh sir, you had a question?
There is one question over there from that madam over there.
Ma'am, we already have the mic, so we'll go ahead
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Sir, can you give us more ideas for the screen time? So basically, me and my husband, we both are working professionals.
Right.
And we are completely engaged with our stresses, pressure and all due to workload.
Right.
So, however, we are engaging our child in
Right.
sending her after school to take care of dance classes
Right.
or music or
Right.
whatever it is,
Right.
whichever the ways.
Okay.
But we both
How old are your children?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, she's 4 years old.
Okay. So are you at home? So who is at home when you're not there?
My father.
Your father. Excellent. One of the things which your father can do, and children really love doing. When my son was born, I still remember, my son is 5 years of age, daughter is going to be 11 in July, so she was just 5. It's my son's age now. And when my son was born, naturally my wife had to give more time to the younger baby in terms of feeding, and usually as a mother you know that when a newborn is born, the mother needs to spend more time with the newborn, right? So I took the ownership of the elder one. So every day we had a game where we would share 4 stories. So I would tell her 4 stories in a day. Right? And she has to tell me 2 stories back. So now by doing this, what are we doing? We are doing like, one is I'm passing on unconscious messages and beliefs to the child through the stories, and by making her narrative stories, I'm making her to make her creative brain think. So what she used to do after 3-4 days, first she was struggling for stories.
She gave back your stories.
She mixed my stories. She mixed my 4 stories and she gave 2 stories. And then she added something here and there. Don't look for meaning in the story.
Got it.
Right? So one of the activities to engage them. Then your father has to engage them. There is no other go. So my daughter would get quickly bored when she is like not having anything to do. When they don't have anything to do, naturally what will they do? They can't talk about geopolitics and Revan Reddy or KCR or Narendra Modi. They cannot talk that. They don't have the time for that. You are bothered about that. You are bothered about stock market, this, that things. Right? So for them, you have to give them the next task. So what I would do, I would tell my daughter, okay, I would just put all the clothes from the cupboard. Maybe it's double task for us. But if you teach them, just fold all the clothes. My daughter folds it today. And we went to Malaysia very recently. Me, my wife, both kids, and also my colleague was there, Miss Lavanya and her 2 children. And we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. We booked a 2-bedroom apartment in Malaysia, where we had to do the cleaning. So we stayed for a week. They said either you can get everyday cleaning, or after 4 days we can do the cleaning once midway. So we said after 4 days is enough, because we're not going to remove the chappals outside. It's not so much dusty. So my wife was on 3rd day, it was a little bit dusty, and she said, let me clean. So she started taking the broom, big stick, and then you problem. When a 5-year-old came, took that broom from my wife, swept the entire house, and he did it for close to 1 hour. And my colleague Lavanya was just looking like this. How is he doing for 1 hour so cleanly, which adults also don't do? Because we have let him sweep the house when he was 4 itself. We have given him a broom, sweep. He may not sweep properly, but he will start sweeping. You are engaging him. You are engaging him to how to manage cleaning, how to manage time, how to be more disciplined, structured, all of it you're teaching. You don't have to say discipline, structure, or all. You can give them this and they automatically develop those skills.
Thank you.
My daughter, one last thing. During COVID, my daughter was just 6 years of age. I want to ask you this question. You all roll chapatis at home
Yes.
and cook? How many chapatis do you think a 6-year-old can roll and cook? You will have your children. 1 or 2, okay. My daughter rolled 26 chapatis and cooked. I have the video of that. If we had a PPT, I could have shared it. Maybe I'll share it and you can share it with them.
Sure.
I'll see with my wife's phone. Yeah. So what did we do? We gave them real-time experiences which they love to do, and that gives them the ownership. How did we grow up without mobile?
That's a challenge, sir. At that time, we don't have anything, and we only have surrounded by people, neighbors, kids, and all now, because everybody is working and professionals, and we have to go for work. So
Even if you win the rat race, you're still a chuha. So,
What if they don't listen to us?
what if
If I ask them to roll a chapati or just
you have to change your communication style?
if they are not interested in doing that task,
You have to find something which interests them.
yeah.
Actually, this is just this is fascinating-year-old child. In fact, Geeta ma'am and I were with Yuhan for about last 5 days. We were in the training from morning 10 o'clock to evening 7, 8. That was the schedule. We didn't realize that it's a small child who is there.
He's here, he's there at the back.
He has just come as we are talking about him. Yuhan, hi.
Yuhan is there?
Hi.
Oh, they've reached.
Yes, they just reached.
Oh, okay. I was
Okay,
just
we
talking.
will welcome them heartily.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yuhan,
Okay.
come.
Yuhan, come.
Come. Baba.
So now, can we look at something that we can actually give our children, some home tasks that they can do at home?
So this is the 5-year-old. നീ ചൂല് വെച്ച് തൂത്തില്ലേ മലേഷ്യയിൽ അത് വേണ്ട അത് പറഞ്ഞു
திருப்பி பண்ணியா?
So yeah, it just happened like 2 weeks ago. Good. He's found something more interesting. Yeah. See, what did I say? Play? Right? You have to play immediately. He saw his attention is not here. He just saw he was sitting this side. Immediately his attention went there. He's like, yes. Now if I bring him, Yuhan, they want to see you. Who cares? I want to play. Right?
Yeah.
So they let them. Last thing. Sometimes children keep talking. So why are you talking so much? If they are talking, understand you are the most luckiest child, luckiest parent. The moment they stop talking, that's where the problem starts. If they are talking, consider you to be the luckiest parent. Shut up, keep quiet, they will shut down. They will shut down. Are we done?
Sir, I just have one last question.
Yes.
So, I had this question where, how do we form, how do we imbibe a strong self-obedience to the child? Because my kid, she understands what is right and what is wrong.
How old is she, sir?
She's 7.
7, okay, good age.
So, she understands what is good and what is not.
Okay,
But when she is with a crowd,
Right.
when she's with her friends, when they ask, let's jump, she will do it.
okay. So that is coming from a need to be included. There is something called inclusivity, right? We all are human beings who look for inclusion. In interpersonal relationships, inclusion is a very, very important factor. So she fears that if she doesn't do, this is exactly we call it as peer pressure. right? So she's fearing that if she doesn't do that, she will be excluded from that group, which will make her feel lonely, right? That is the reason why she is possibly going with them and doing that. She wants to be in the company of the friends. Sometimes in schools and colleges you will see people, most of them start smoking this way. They want to be a part of a group, right, when they are grown up in colleges and all. And they just start with one, and then eventually they become smokers for life. They don't realize that it becomes a habit. So you have to tell her, ask her how much time you can say yes to them. At some point you have to say no. Okay, now jump, you will jump. But if they ask you to jump inside a well, will you jump? They will not. So you have to make her understand she can say yes only to some extent, and she has to start saying no. People, even when we grow up as adults, we sometimes have problems saying no to others. And then what happens? We are being the doormat of others. If we can't say no sometimes, people take us for granted. Right? So I am somebody who will say no very straightforward. I'll say, no, thank you. Sometimes people come to me in the evening after a 9 to 8 session. I say, I don't want to talk, I want to eat and I want to sleep. Thank you. Maybe you will feel bad. That's okay. The moment I look to make everybody happy, I will not be happy. So I have to say, you have to tell your child, make your child understand that she has to say no at times. If she doesn't start saying no now, when she grows up, she will have great difficulty and people will take her for granted. That's the answer? Now, from our perspective, it's not wrong because the inclusivity, the fear, right? So we have to make her understand.
My kid is 6 years.
6 years, okay?
How she will be like, whatever she wants to win.
Yeah.
She wants to win.
Oh, my child had the same problem. My daughter had the same issue. Go ahead, yeah.
I want to go early school.
Yeah.
She will wake up at morning 5:30 and she will, okay, Papa, utho, jaldi school jayenge.
Yeah.
She's okay. If some other things, learning also,
Yeah.
I used to complete that immediately.
Yeah.
When I comes to home, and immediately I have to finish that.
Yeah.
And even other activities also. I have to win.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I have to win.
Yeah.
Everything. And to win that, whatever she wants to do, she will do it.
Yeah.
Anything, any type, any kind of task.
Yeah.
But the thing is, maybe what I am wearing in the future, sometimes if a failure comes in what,
She will not be able to take it.
how she will digest the
So, this is a similar problem I had with my daughter. So, I'm very well aware about it. She had the same, similar kind of issue when she was 6.
one kid.
One kid, time to produce one more. Just kidding. No, because I'm not joking, it's also a fact. It's your choice, your life planning. I'm not anybody to say that. Because sometimes when you have a sibling, you have to give. You have to share. You have no choice but to share, right? Sharing is kind of giving and caring, and I sometimes have to let loose. So in this case, basically with your daughter, right? In the Australian army, what you're fearing is right. There is a possibility that when she grows up in the future, and if she fails, she will not be able to take that failure if we don't prepare her now itself. So the first and foremost thing for you to do, a simple thing what I did with my daughter, I started playing some games with her, and obviously I will play games which I will win. And she will be angry. She'll say, what, you're winning all the time.
Same thing is happening for me as well.
Good, no problem. And then you say, learn the skills and defeat me. In the ground when you go and you lose, you will cry. Ooh. So I used to ask my daughter. Then she said, no, let me see. And then she started learning it's not possible to win all the time. It didn't happen overnight. You understand? It's not you go and tell her tomorrow like a tablet she eats it. Tomorrow I don't want to win. Right. That will not happen. Because the top floor is not developed. Remember this. So you will have to do it over a period of 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Then you will start seeing the shift. Then she will accept the losses also. Right?
I think what you said is very valid. It's not just allowing the child to lose, but also telling her that learn the skills and then defeat me.
Then defeat me. Yes. Yes.
And this bit, sometimes I'm like the which you have mentioned.
I think if we go on, we will go on.
We'll just this one and one last one, as we have already committed.
Okay, if you want, if this is something which you really liked and you want to go more deep into it, we could possibly organize 1 day or 2 days of parenting exclusive workshop. We can coordinate with the school, we can do it, you can make I'll tell them what will be the remuneration or the fees for that, you can pay that. We can do a full day or a 2-day program exclusively for parents.
Excellent.
Then we can take all the questions, I can do 10 to 6, more tools, more methodologies, all practical stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so because I'm also a parent, see, I'm not one of the gurus sitting in Himalayas and saying something. I have 2 children, right? So I have a wife sitting in the back of the room, right? So, and I'm going through this like every day. And you saw my son. Straight away he came, I called him, he sat there, he acknowledged my request, then he went. He's in his world. Right, so what I said, child are meant to
Play.
play.
Yeah.
Now if I try to put him here, what am I doing to him? I'm not letting him express himself. Teach your child to live their life to express and not to impress.
And one more question also. Sometimes.
Sir, we will pause. No, I'm sorry. No, thank you. Because I told you, to the other parent, you have to learn to say no. So I'm saying no to you. You may not feel good about it. However, I will have to take a leave because I've got another meeting because I'm doing a program with Government of Telangana, and we did a program for 1,75,000 children across the state of Telangana and 750 teachers. I have a meeting with the IS officer who's in charge for the education department, and I have to have lunch and then go there and meet the person. So thank you so much for all your time. Lots of love, and I will see you all soon. It's a pleasure.
In fact, we have 3 of us in this room who is personally trained by Rafi sir, Geeta ma'am and I, and one more advanced program which Dr. Aruna has also done. We'll also look at that possibility of the 2-day workshop which sir has been sharing. So with all that, we thank each one of you for being extraordinary glued audience. And sir, thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Taking out time and being here. Geeta, can you just...
Yes. I have one last thing. Have you found this session interesting?
Yes.
Valuable?
Yes.
Implementable?
Yes.
Want to do it?
Yes.
There's one more option to do is you can do the 5 days curriculum which we have done. It has not been an accident for us that we just bumped into him, and it's not an accident that he has come here today. Until and unless we haven't seen a value, such profound value, we wouldn't have done 5 days of a critical time before reopening. We have done this, and in a very short span of time, we just said, sir, is it okay? He said yes. So this morning, somehow it happened for all of us. I invite each one of you, if you're interested, the upcoming program in Hyderabad, whenever that is, we will state the dates to you. Any one of you who is interested, you can really, 1, learn from this. 2, there is a self-transformation that happens when you do this program. I went in like, oh, I should learn something from this school. But what happened to me was a very blissful transformation. So I invite all of you to please look at this as a potential opportunity for your own enhancement. With that, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Sir, a small token of acknowledgement from Fly team. Can we all, with a great round of warmth and applause, can we honor Rafi sir? Yes.
Yes.
Sarina ma'am, if you can please come over.
Sir, can we have Johan also if he's interested?
Even price വാങ്ങിക്കാൻ വരുന്നോ അതോ കളിക്കോ വരുന്നോ അതോ കളിക്കണോ വാ പഠിക്കൂ
Oh, price ke liye he has started to come.
Yeah. We heartily welcome Sarina ma'am here. Please come over, ma'am.
So this is the pillar of strength behind me. Looks like my daughter but my wife.
Look, both of them. You can go from that side.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it for both of you together. For him, this is the one. Geeta. Yeah. Both of you, thank you for
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Just a second, sir.
What? That's for you.
You are. This for you, for allowing your dad to do what he's doing.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir. Next time.
Thank you. Complete. We'll close with Janagana Mana. After that, we can disperse. Okay. Janagana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mange Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Jana Jana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.